Hi, this is the part 2 of the building the robot sample questions. In previous video, we have already created a PERT chart. Now we are going to use the PERT chart to answer question 2 until 6 of building robot. Question 2 asks, assuming the time given for each activities are accurate, what is the minimum time required to design and build the robot? Note, the minimum time is the time required to complete the longest path. It is not the shortest path. So, step 1, you need to list the time required for each possible path. Refer to the PERT chart. Add the time for each activity as the total time required for each path. So, to find path 1, will go from start to SP, ED, HA, and FA. You add the time, and path 2 go from AL, M, ALD, ALA, and FA. One of the other part is from SP, M, ALD, ALA, FA. And the last one will be going from start to BD, TA, and FA. Make sure you list all these paths in sequence and then add the time to get the total time required for each path. And this is what you will get: path 1, path 2, path 3, path 4. The path that takes the longest is path 3. We call that path critical path. And the time it takes, which is 38 weeks, is what we call the minimum time. Because if the longest path cannot complete, even though you have completed other section, your project is still considered not complete. So the minimum time is 38 weeks. Next questions. Question 3. At what point in the timeline does each activity for the completion of the entire project, robot project, begin and end? You need to list the number of weeks and then also when does each activity start and end. It could be in timeline or table. So I listed the number of weeks in the table, and here this column I listed activity that start on the week, and also in the last column I listed activity end on that week. So week 1 means the beginning of the project. In the beginning of project, in the week 1, I can start SP, AL, and BD. And there's nothing end yet, so there's nothing listed at the end section. So start SP, AL, BD, and there's nothing end. Now, going back to my PERT chart, I know BD takes 4 weeks. This will be the soonest to complete, and after I complete BD, I can start TA. So in 4 weeks, I complete BD. So I list the BD to end, and I start TA. Okay, now go back to my PERT chart. I know the next thing that will complete after BD is completed will be SP, because it's only take 5 weeks. So in 5 weeks after SP is completed, I can start ED. So in 5 weeks, week 5, after SP is completed, end SP, and then I start ED. Okay, so you keep going using referring back to your PERT chart, filled out the whole table this way. Okay, question 4. Which of the activities are critical activities? Critical activities are all of the activities in the critical path, the longest path. So when we listed all the paths, path 3 takes the longest. It takes 38 weeks. So the critical activities are everything in that path: AL, M, ALD, ALA, and FA. So these are all the critical activities. Next questions. Question 5. It says extension, but you are required to do it. Since any delay in the completion time for critical activities results in a longer total completion time. These activities may need extra people assigned to them. Suppose you can reassign team members to an activity according to the following guidelines. First, no one can work on an activity outside of his or her team. Second, every activity must have at least one person assigned to it at all times. Third, extra help can be completed 1 week earlier for each additional person assigned to it. Next, an activity cannot be completed in less than 1 week. An activity takes 1 week longer to complete for each person removed from the original group. So let's look at 5A. If you could reassign one person, how could you do it? So step 1, let's look at our table. Move a person from non-critical path to critical path. But the person needs to be from the same department. Since our critical activities are AL, M, ALD, ALA, and FA, we will try to move people in from other activities. So now look. From the table, the red color are critical activities. Okay, so I'm moving one person from SP to M because they are both in the same department. And if I move one person from SP, I have 3 people left in SP, and SP time will increase from 5 weeks to 6 weeks. After I move one person to SP to M motion team will have 5 members. Now motion team will take 1 week less to complete. It will take 11 weeks. And don't forget to answer the next part of the questions. How does the reassignment affect the total completion time? So since we took a member from SP and put it in M, the path to take SP to complete will be 1 week longer, and path that will have M become 1 week shorter. Okay, so if you look at the green color, it's SP. The path that have XP, I have plus 1 week, so the path 1 from 23 weeks become 24 weeks. Path 2 has SP and M, so plus 1 week minus 1 week, so the completion time for path 2 stay the same. Path 3, it has only M, so path 3 had been reduced from 38 weeks to 37 weeks. So your answer will be the completion time changed from 38 weeks to 37 weeks. Now you can use the same way to complete part B and part C. If you could reassign 2 people, how would you do it? So you will go to your table. Okay, make sure you update it from the first assignment and assign the second people. You can assign the technicians, adding more technicians to the critical activity in a technician department. Make sure you update your path accordingly. And see, if you could reassign any number of people, how would you do it? Same way, except you can do as many people as you want, as long you adhere to the guidelines that listed here. As long as you adhere to the guideline. Lastly, question 6. Reflection. Could the total completion time be further improved by allowing people to work on activities outside of their official team designation? Justify your response with appropriate reasoning. Make sure you give me at least 3 to 4 sentences explanations. At least, okay? That's it. If you have any questions, please make sure to email me.